Let's bring him to the stage, Rhett, Sever.
Thanks everybody for supporting live performance. So I'm Rhett Sever. I was raised Mormon because my mom was a huge fan of the Osmonds. I wish that was a joke, but I'm not that creative. And so when people would ask me growing up, so do you have like 20 moms or something? It's like, no, most Mormons are mainstream. I only had 3 moms. One was in charge of having the babies, one was doing the cleaning, and one always came into my room unannounced. So you know what that means. She'd always catch me listening to rap music. So in order to continue to listen to rap music, I had to move here. And you can imagine what that was like for me 7 years ago. I overheard people talking about the projects, and I'm like, oh cool, I want to go to the projects. And what are all these projects that they're doing there? I want to get in on this. And so I went there, and everybody was like, oh, let's go get some hoes. Let's go get some hoes. And I'm like, well, I don't even have a garden anymore. Let alone a problem with weeds. And so they're like, oh no, weed's not a problem. And they used to stifle my vegetables. I don't know. And then I had a problem with dating at the time, so they told me about these things that make dating easier, these roofie things. But I couldn't do that because I'm afraid of heights. And so we went to this club anyway, and this girl offered to fist me. And I just didn't get why that was pleasurable, like why that would be pleasurable to have somebody rub their fist all over you. So I got out of that, and that's why it's hard. That's what's great about New York City is that there's a lot of diversity. It's like the Willy Wonka of vagina and penises, But I'm like Charlie. I'm poor and I'm just lucky to be here. But I'm more often confused for an Oompa Loompa, which is why it's hard to online date. And so, people feel really disposable with online dating, but I don't feel so much disposable as I just feel like a porta potty, I guess. And I'm not speaking metaphorically. I'm into really kinky stuff now. It involves that blue liquid, whatever. And so I dated this girl that I hated so badly that she made me want to experiment with my bisexuality. And so, and so she was suspicious when all I wanted to do in bed was scissor, and I'm half lesbian. And I also always wanted to use the line, is that a smashed banana in your pocket, or am I just ugly? I don't know. So I got that out of the way. And so, but actually, one of the last straws was this girl I dated who was an anti-abortion radical. Our first date was at a rally. And it ended really quickly when I, began to explain to her that, if you're really successful at saving these babies, most likely, given who the mom is, aren't they going to be raised pro-choice anyway? Aren't you potentially raising future baby killers? Or potentially saving future baby killers? And there's a really long pause, and she said, you know what, I'm really sorry, I have to be somewhere. And I don't know what happened there, but I stayed at the rally, and I just, explained to all the other people there my theory, and I got a lot of them to go home. So it wasn't a wasted, night. And so yeah, and also one of the last straws was there's this girl who was saying, oh yeah, it's hard to be a woman because it's like you're walking around where potentially half the population can dominate you. And I'm like, yeah, that's true, that's a valid point, but try having that problem and being a guy. So she's like, have you tried dating guys? And yeah, I guess I thought about it, so that's my story. So. Thank you, have a good night.
That was incredibly honest. Give him a round of applause. Wow. Fantastic.